So we'll talk about a few things that really helped this project to get along in collaboration, and we took some pains to make sure that what we're bringing to you are things that we feel that are repeatable and things that you could use in your own project. So first I want to talk about the atmosphere over at Celero. We talked a little bit about the technology. Now I know as project managers, we work in a number of different environments. In some environments that I've worked in, it felt like I was stepping back into the 1980s or the 1990s. They may have had the current version of Windows, but everything else might have been a little bit old, a little bit dusty. From pushing mail carts around the building to what have you. Working in Celero is a really modern experience. You go in there and you feel like you are working in the year 2020, which is great. They make really good use of their technology, but technology doesn't do all of the planning for you. Early on in the process, we found it was really important to talk about how we're going to collaborate as a project team. Good collaboration in Celero in general, but now you're taking a subset of the organizational structure and you say, well, do those elements still exist within just this project team to help us to get along and to share ideas effectively? We didn't assume so. We had to talk about how each of the project team members were going to collaborate with each other and with people outside of the team. Being geographically dispersed meant that we really had to plan on how we were going to meet together. Celero has an open door policy, which is good and fine in a physical environment. We need to make sure that that also existed in the virtual environment. So that goes from the beginning stages, making sure that everyone has their calendars up to date and is legitimately okay with us pinging them or bringing them onto an online collaboration session, whether it's right after the meeting, right before a meeting, a stand-up at a different time, as long as they're available. And also trusting the other team members so that if we have a quorum, we can fill the others in later on. Part of the atmosphere, though, you probably work with geographically dispersed teams. You work with people that you only ever talk to on the phone or by email. And you know that when you get to see that person face to face and communicate with them, how much easier it becomes to continue that communication and that relationship afterwards. So it was really important to us that at the beginning of the project and at key junctures within the project, we would get the team together so that they could see each other's faces. There's the nuances of how people talk that you just don't understand in an email or in an SMS. Knowing those personalities was really helpful throughout the life of the project. And not just work, we would get together. It was important to celebrate our milestones. So multiple hats. It was mentioned that we had a small project team, and that's true. We had the entire organization's resources at our disposal because of the high executive engagement, but the core project team itself was very small. And so for that reason, people really had to be flexible about what type of role that they were playing within the project. So we would find that someone who was supposed to be in a leadership role or a management role would take on that hat and that role of becoming a business analyst or systems analyst. People who were systems admins needed to take on this role of becoming a trainer because we simply didn't have the training unit available to us during the short life of our project. Some of our business analysts actually rolled up their sleeves and started doing some of the configuration and some of the development. Now, it's true that not all hats work for everyone. Not everyone can do every role. But when everyone pitches in and everyone does what they can, this is something that really moves collaboration along and really helped us in our project to get going. So how do you do that? How do you get people to wear different hats? Because as project managers, we're used to getting an assignment. Okay, this person is going to be your business analyst. This person is going to be your configuration specialist. This is going to be your architect. So thinking of people linearly, like in terms of those roles, that can be really hard if you have gaps in your project, or if you have a business analyst who's just not available for a certain time, or more is expected within one role that you didn't plan for. So you need to get people to wear these different roles. What we found to be really helpful was getting to know the team right off the bat. So these are actual conversations that happened one-on-one between the leadership on the project and with the different individuals that were in the team. So what are your skill sets? In project management, you guys probably realize more than a lot of other professions that you never just landed here. You didn't come out of college and become a project manager. When I was a kid, I worked at McDonald's. I've done all sorts of weird jobs along the way. And so you take these different attitudes and values and passions and skills and talents, and you bring that with you into your role. So if we were to look at a person and say, well, this is an architect and that's all that he can do and all he would ever do, we're missing out on a lot of value of the people that are given into our care on our teams. So finding out what are you good at? What do you like to do? What are your passions? What do you want to get out of this project? Because not only are we coming from somewhere in this sort of family circus timeline of where we came to these roles, a lot of us are also planning to go to another step. And so where are they wanting to go in their career? And maybe they've researched different things that they would like. In some projects, we found that people were involved in a very technical role, but really wanted to get more involved on the people side. Some of them wanted to do the training and wanted to get involved in the business, and some of them were looking to get promoted into the next level. If we have these conversations one-on-one with each of our team members, then we can start using what they like and what they're good at and expand. So we're not just using the role, we're using the skills.